What's going on, mi gente? Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you've been thinking about moving to Mexico, this video is for you. We all know that Mexico has a lot to offer, but today I'm giving you 5 reasons why you should reconsider moving to Mexico. Mexico may not be all tacos and tequilas, so stay tuned.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the Matrix.
Compra colchones, tambores, refrigeradores, estufas, lavadoras, microondas o algo de fierro viejo que vendan. Dímelo, profe.
Reason number 1, culture shock. Moving to Mexico is really a big deal, especially if you're moving from the United States or Canada or from maybe Europe. Moving to Mexico is a big deal. Sure, it is a Spanish-speaking country, but it's much more than that. The culture here in Mexico is a whole different ballgame. Now, when you come to Mexico, expect different customs. Now, in Mexico, time can be a little more flexible. Ahorita. You will hear that a lot. That basically means right now, but it doesn't mean right now. So if you're used to timeliness, don't expect that here in Mexico. You might feel a little bit frustrated, but you'll get used to it. Reason number 2, infrastructure can be a little inconsistent. Mexico has beautiful modern cities such as Monterrey, Ciudad de Mexico, Guadalajara, etc. But let's be real, the infrastructure isn't the same everywhere. Now, you may have high-speed internet in Mexico City, but if you were to go to a smaller city or smaller town, you may have choppy internet services. Or even electricity could go in and out based on the area and the grid you live in. Also, you may have a modern city like Mexico City where the roads are kept up, nicely paved, sidewalks, etc. But if you go to a smaller city or a different part of town, you may find that they're actually dirt roads. A lot of roads in the city aren't even paved. Or the sidewalks have all kinds of holes and wires sticking out of it, so you gotta be very careful when you're walking. And let me not forget, dog poop. Yes, dog poop. Whether they're house dogs that their owners walk their dogs and leave the dog poop out there on the street or on the sidewalk, or the stray dogs or street dogs that just poop everywhere. Yes, poop. That is a huge inconvenience when you are constantly stepping into dog poop. Reason number 3, the language barrier. And look, I'm not just talking about Spanish. I'm talking about the dialect of Spanish. Check this out. When I moved to Mexico, I was fluent in Spanish. However, the issue is I was not fluent in the dialect that I hear here in Mexico. Hey, get it? Here. All right, but seriously, I was not familiar. And it took me a while to really get the dialect. Now, what is the dialect here in Mexico? I would say the dialect is more soft-spoken, more high-pitched than what I'm used to. But it does take some getting used to. But there are also words and expressions that can be different. For example, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué onda? That's not in the dictionary. So that's the locals' way of saying, what are you talking about? Or they might say, mande? Mande? How does that, again, it's just an expression that they use to say, what? Come again? I know. It can get confusing, very confusing here in Mexico real fast. Reason number 4, Mexico is not always as cheap as you think. Now, many of us moving to Mexico may think of Mexico is a bargain. Rent is cheap. Everything is cheap. But when you move here, you will be very, very surprised. Now, the cost of living may be lower than what you'll find in Canada or the United States or Europe, but is it really cheap? Mexico also has its luxury neighborhoods, high-end shopping centers, but just know that the import taxes can make the foreign goods here in Mexico very expensive. You will also find that touristic places like maybe Cancun or Playa del Carmen, prices are elevated for tourists and tourism. So tourist areas means high prices. Reason 5, not all Mexicans welcome foreigners. Let me explain. It's true that in some places, locals can be welcoming and friendly. However, in areas where there is a high concentration of foreigners, that can really disrupt the local economy and the local cost of living. So if you have all these foreigners in a particular area, such as Roma Norte or Condesa or Polanco in Ciudad Mexico in Mexico City, it definitely makes it a little more difficult for locals to keep up with that high spending, and therefore prices will go up, and locals earning in the local currency at the local rates may not be able to afford to be or live in that area. That there creates tension and resentment. So if you're coming to Mexico, you're thinking that everyone's going to love you and adore you because you're a foreigner, think again. Also, integration takes time. It's important to respect the culture, be humble, and really try to adapt and integrate into the local community. Remember, you are a guest here in Mexico. Don't get me wrong, Mexico is an awesome country, but it's not perfect. So if you can handle those 5 reasons why you should reconsider, then come on to Mexico. You'll enjoy yourself, just like I enjoy myself. So if you found this video helpful, or you just want to roast or troll me in the comments, let me know. Leave a comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you here soon on my channel once again. Peace.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my
I
abilities.
couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix.